The will in our hands is the last one made by Ms. Lu Zhen. The two sides were going back and forth, and it was very lively. For a moment, it was a stalemate. In the end, Lawyer Ding and Yi Nanshan didn't get any advantage, so they asked the judge for a temporary adjournment. Yi Zhen agreed. After a 10-minute adjournment, she followed Lawyer Tang out of the courtroom and whispered the results. On their side, they had done their best. With the evidence in their hands and the information they had, although they couldn't make things clear immediately, they definitely wouldn't lose. On the other side, Yi Nanshan and Lawyer Ding also walked out and whispered something outside. This was the first time Yi Zhen had seen Yi Nanshan after the shareholders' meeting that day. He had lost some weight, but he looked quite energetic. His eyes were full of dissatisfaction and anger when he looked at her. Yi Zhen didn't care at all. Because of Yi Nanshan's gaze, she thought of another point. She suddenly smiled, turned to look at Lawyer Tang, and whispered what she had just thought. Chen Wan and Yi Ningen walked out and went to Yi Nanshan together. Yi Zhen, on the other hand, suddenly relaxed. She had full confidence. Before the court reopened, Yi Zhen received a call from Li Junxing. He asked her how the trial was going. Was there anything she could help with? Standing in the corridor, she listened to Li Junxing's voice. Yi Zhen felt that all her worries and fears had become insignificant. No need. Uncle Li, don't worry. I'll definitely win. Okay. Li Junxing smiled. Then I'll wait for you to win and go home. I'll celebrate for you. Okay, wait for me. After hanging up the phone, Yi Zhen felt as if her entire body had been replenished with spiritual power and was full of vitality. As for Yi Nanshan and the others, she didn't care about them at all. The trial continued. Lawyer Ding provided a new piece of evidence to prove that Lu Hui had a mental problem. In addition to the medicine she took, there was also the confession of a nanny in the villa. The nanny said that before Lu Hui died, she was often moody. She would either laugh or cry. There were a few times when she lost her temper at the servants in the villa. After she lost her temper, she regretted and blamed herself. She looked crazy. Yi Zhen sat in the dock and looked at Lawyer Ding, who was full of nonsense. She really had the urge to pull out his tongue. Suppressing her anger, she suddenly stood up after Lawyer Ding finished speaking. She looked at the judge in the court. Her eyes were clear, but her expression was faintly cold. Your Honor, I have a few questions to ask the plaintiff. Is that okay? Yes. Ask. Yi Zhen bowed and turned to face Yi Nanshan. Mr. Yi, I want to ask you something. Do you love Ms. Lu Hui? Yi Nanshan's expression changed and he didn't answer this question. Lawyer Ding stood up. Your Honor, this question has nothing to do with our trial.